let's see this election stress low Lamau even video is up to. It's from 6 months ago. So let's see whether that video ages like milk or not. So
Hey, what's up, dudes? Welcome to the channel. I'm just some guy, and it's a really nice day outside. It's like, I don't know, like high 60s, but the wind's been really crazy today. And it's just it's a really nice day outside. Hey, look, I'm not wearing my hoodie. I washed a bunch of clothes over the weekend. So now I got clean clothes. Um, So I decided I would, let you guys I'd show you guys that I'm not wearing the same hoodie that I've worn for the last almost all of my videos. But anyways, um, I was just so it's probably like 4 o'clock right now.
bro has bad hair. Well, he's trying to like grow his fucking hair out like he's a fucking Viking or some shit. So I mean, this is a 6 month old video anyway. I'm pretty sure he was like it doesn't help like he did say, I remember he said on the down the line that he was going to trim his eyebrows, but he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to grow it out anyway. I'm like,
Now, um, and I was just scrolling through some internet. I'm out here letting the dog out and stuff like that, and seeing all these people, right, that are freaking out, man. They are just freaking out. Like, they're talking about how they got to like go home early because of election stress, how they're going to take a mental health day tomorrow regardless of who wins, because if Kamala wins, then they've got a girl boss and celebrate, and if Trump wins, they've got to prepare for the Handmaid's Tale and all this other stuff. And it's like, dude, it's so crazy how over the top people have made elections. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, man, like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure my life was already boring enough to care during the month of November of 2024, but go on. Explains why he has a bandana on. He always tends to have the bandana on. So, I mean, honestly, like I mean, whenever my hair grows out, I usually like, have like I shave my head, have like a little buzz cut and whatnot. But dude, imagine having your hair out like that.
20 years ago, right? Because I mean, this all started realistically, like with Trump's first time in office, but like 20 years ago, bro, I couldn't even. Who was president? Was it Obama? It's probably Obama or Clinton.
Well, you said 20 years ago. I'm pretty sure 20 years ago would be, well, this year is 2025. So 20 years ago would be 2005. So that would mean, 2005 is during the era of President, George W. Bush, I believe. But right here, he said it was Obama. I'm like, you said 20 years ago. What? What the fuck?
But like nobody cared. Quite literally, no one really cared all that much. If your guy won, cool. If your guy lost, as whatever, it's just another day. It really didn't matter, because for the most part, everybody you had you had like your fringe weirdos, right? But like
I don't know about there are people that I'm pretty sure there are some people out there that didn't care, but this was like 2 decades ago. This was me like not having access to social media at the time. So I mean, fucking fine now.
everybody was kind of center, and then you had like center right and center left. And anymore, it's so insane to me, like how over the top people are. and it's, obviously rhetoric from both sides, right? And if you come in my comment section and you're like, blah blah blah, this person sucks or you suck, I just quite literally don't care. But like, the people, anytime somebody's like, oh, these people want me dead. No, nobody wants you dead. Nobody cares about you, much like your family. Nobody even thinks about you on a daily basis. Like, I think that the thing is, right, obviously social media, right? Like, because we didn't really have super access to social media. And even social media, like, when it first came around, was a very, like, niche thing. It wasn't nearly as popular as it is now, right? And so you see just the absolute worst. It's like, I told Ricky today, I'm like, if Donald Trump wins, I'm like, get ready to, put on your handmaid's tale dress and get your state sanctioned sex, and then you just got to hold that baby forever because that's the rhetoric that's being pushed. Uh,
Pretty sure. I, I mean, to be fair, it does sound pretty crazy of how this current era really goes, but what can you do?
and then if you're on the left hand side, it's like if Kamala wins, they're just going to come, dig my grandpa up out of the grave and then just make him trans. And it's
I ain't gonna lie though, that part actually was pretty funny. Who the fuck told, bro? Who the fuck? Oh my! Can you increase the volume? Yeah, I'll increase the volume for you. I thought it was loud enough though. I don't know. Like he really needs to work on the fucking volume though. It's crazy how like he has some videos that like come off as like really quiet, and I have to turn up the volume. And then there you have videos that are loud enough, and it just blasts through my ears. Like, dude, you need a. This is a case of boomer audio, dude. God damn it.
it's like the thing is like most of the time nothing ever happens. Like, yeah, some shit sucks, inflation goes up. Maybe like the weirdos on the left are a little bit more emboldened. On the right hand side, like the weirdos on the right hand side are a little bit more emboldened if their guy wins. But like at the end of the day, like nothing really happens, and the president's just a puppet figurehead, anyways. Um,
I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of stuff happened for the past the several months to where it just you're what you said it aged like milk. But normally I can list through the fucking details, but you know, you really can't come off as like a fence. Yeah, exactly. Hate fence. I hate fence sitters too. How do you, dude? How do you? I don't get it. Like, how do you go from like making a video calling I hate politics to like making another video afterwards called election stress lol? Like, Jesus Christ.
so it sucks either way. But like the fact that people are giving themselves such anxiety over this is just so astronomically fucking stupid. It's like they literally just sit there and froth themselves into a frenzy on both sides and just get mad at shit that doesn't happen and doesn't exist. Like, you'll have people to be like, oh, but Project 2025. Yeah, none of that's going to happen. There's guardrails. There's governmental guardrails, and it's like, oh, well, if the left, they're gonna trans the kids, and it's like, well, then, just, I don't know, maybe raise your kids.
Um, this is so centrism. Raise your kids. The fuck? What the fuck?
Guardrails, and it's like, oh, well, like, you'll have people to be like, oh, but Project 2025. Yeah, none of that's gonna happen. There's guardrails. There's
Yeah, this definitely aged like milk. Yeah, that aged like milk.
There's governmental guardrails, and it's like, oh well, if the left, they're gonna trans the kids, and it's like, well then, just, I don't know, maybe raise your kids better. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I don't know. Like, I mean, I think school. I mean, I do believe public schools have a problem of not handling like school bullying. Like, and then you and usually parents don't really do anything about. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, just raise your kids to like make it so they train their brains to fight back, because I've seen like movies and other media to where they made teachers like incompetent in their jobs. I don't fucking know. God, what is this? This what a yeah. This is pretty chud brained. Like, can't why can't you just be concerned about like the irresponsibilities of like fucking adults with them? It's just that teachers have an issue. They can't have too much power or too little. Well, there's that, unfortunately.
know. Like, it's just so stupid. It's so stupid on both sides, um, and I hate it. And it's just so dumb that people are so terminally online that they are getting just
Why are you so concerned about what they say online, though? Like, maybe, I don't know, like, fuck if I know, like, shut off social media, maybe? I, what the fuck do you want us to do? What the fuck do you want us to do, dude? Like, normally, I have to get my shit together and just be like, well, I'll just post what, you know, what can keep me happy. Why do you care? I think, why do you care about what shit you see on your fucking feed? Like, the fuck, man? Like, come on, man. You're a fucking grown ass dude, and and that's something to get concerned of.
stressed out to the point where they literally have to take days off of work because of something that's probably not really going to affect them. Like, all it's going to affect is who gets to whine for the next 4 years. You know what I mean? It's like, if Trump wins, then lefties will cry for 4 years about how they're literally being genocided in the streets. And if Kamala wins, one, her voice is super grating, so that will be kind of annoying for 4 years. And oh, I'm in a middle class family, but like nothing.
Okay, to be fair though, Kamala does sound annoying. Plus, her campaign is like, I mean, look what happened to her campaign. Like, what, like a couple to few $1 billion just went down the fucking toilet. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, this is the reality we got to put through. But it's like, I don't think you're gonna sit there at like some fucking fence sitter or anything. Uh,
Nothing's really going to change. I mean, they'll probably send more billions of dollars to Israel and Palestine, and the wars will keep going, and inflation will go up and stuff like that. But that'll probably happen.
what in the fuck? That's fine. Let's run down back because sounds this does not sound any. It was literally fun. Yeah, because it was actually voting for like both, for like which one, and they didn't like it. They were like, you know what? And then all of a sudden, like a shit ton. Is that what happened? Like a shit ton of people just like chose not to vote and just be doomer about it because I was like, God damn, like y'all make it sound like everything's all useless to you.
his family, but like nothing's really going to change. I mean, they'll probably send more billions of dollars to Israel and Palestine, and the wars will keep going, and inflation will go up and stuff like that. But that'll probably happen with both sides. So who cares? It's like, does it
Why can't you just make it least of, oh, why can't you just have the mentality of like, you know what? It's just another day of work. Fucking hell.
really impact your day to day enough to the point where you have to literally take days off of work? Like that's insane. I think the employer should just not approve that time off. That's what I think. And that is also, I was reading an article.
Time off. People request for time off for like anything. Like you fuck. I remember some you said. I mean, you just said like on earlier videos that you usually take time off to for like I don't know like a break from work and to just do like play games and whatnot. So by the way, fun is a holiday on voting days in most countries. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair.
Just the other day about how like Gen Z and like Zoomers and stuff like that are just getting fired. Like,
Oh, hold on. I'm in a little. I'm being a little bit behind on right now because it's like because I already had my coffee, so hold on.
read an article just the other day about how like Gen Z and like Zoomers and stuff like that are just getting fired like super fast once they join the workforce, because like they have like melties at work, and like they just can't handle like real stress, and they're like, oh, I need a 4 hour work day and I can only work from home, and I can only work, if my air conditioning has like the right temperature and there's a right humidity in my air, and then they just get fired. Which good. Yeah, that's good. Just yeah. Like we need.
I, I didn't. I mean, I mean, it would be appreciated if if you link the article. Why is the dude talking like a boomer? Well, he is. I, I'm pretty sure he's like close to 40 years old by then. Also, I'm pretty sure I've seen like one video where like where a Zoomer at work was like you know crashing out. I don't fuck. I don't know how old he is. I don't have. I don't fucking like. I like. I can bet you that he doesn't fucking stream on Twitch anymore. But yeah, I think there was like a video where like some Zoomer was like where was crashing out during on the job. And I remember, and here's the thing though, like when I started my job at like like I believe like 18 or 19 years old. Like here's the thing though, right? Like it'll take so many years, and usually right now like I have to get my shit together, but now you don't like it when less working hours actually mean more productivity. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like there was a weird like bad take from earlier, but it was like I asked like I remember I asked someone about like about the whole like do you want to work like a 4 day work week or a 5 day work week? So basically, I mean, usually the minimum of like of a work week is like what 40 hours a week. Unfortunately, Germany works like 4 days a week, bruh. See, I didn't know. I mean, it reminds me of, and this seems anecdotal, but I think I had like some couple gotcha players screeching at me on the it wasn't really screeching at me, but it was like there was screeching in other people's servers about how like how the whole like oh America's bad when not. And I wish I had screenshotted those because some of them it was just like I think one of the two was I think it was being pretty ridiculous. And I'm sitting here, I was like, dude, I got better things to fucking be concerned over. I mean, fuck. Like, I'm still in the middle of my daily gym routine. Look at Japan and Korea, they work like over 13 hours a day. Yeah, they don't get that much free time, but they are so fucking unproductive. Like, bro, like over 13 hours a day of work? Like, where's your free time, bro?
I just wish that we could go back to normal, but I don't think that we can. I think that social media has brain rotted so many people that will never go back to normal. Now you might be like, oh, well, what do you consider normal?
Why don't you just shut off social media then? Find something else better to do instead of being so doomer about it. Most of them pretend to do work. I'm gonna assume the whole like most of them pretending to do work is like acting like zombies or some shit. Oh God, I can never imagine that kind of shit. Honestly,
Normal. I consider normal when everybody, regardless of political spectrum or gender ideology or whatever, just didn't talk about it. Like the thing is, most people don't care if you're gay. They don't care if you're trans. They don't care, like what you do in your bedroom. Like they just don't want to hear about it. Like I don't want to hear about. I don't care. Like you don't care that I'm straight. I don't care that you're gay. Let's just go about our day. Like, I don't need to it doesn't need to be seen everywhere. It doesn't need to be talked about everywhere. Like can we just go back to like just normalcy? And if anybody's like, "Oh, well, but we didn't have this back in the like we didn't have representation." I mean, dude, it's so stupid. It's
oh my God.
over representation. It's like we see so much of it that doesn't actually account for, the actual amount, the percentage worldwide or even, locally, to United States, like what it is. And it's just so dumb. Like I just want to go back to when people like had more important shit to worry about. Like, just yeah.
Why are you concerned over what others think? Like, like you keep this is the repeating the same talking point, and I would be like, yeah, focus. Why can't you just worry about yourself? Telling people to keep quiet about their gender, sexuality is so gross. I, my God.
And it sucks too because it's like a lot of this politics, DEI, uh, gender, ideology stuff. It is encroaching on people's hobbies. I've seen a lot of complaints and stuff like that about Dragon Age Veilguard and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, you just don't like it because it's got representation and black people and stuff like that." And it's like, games and video and media have had this for a long time. And sure, did you have some people complain about it? Yeah, I'm sure some people complained about Ridley and Aliens. I'm sure some people, nobody complained about original or
I don't. It's like people who grow up in suburbs slash white only school that end up racist like Shogun.
Croft at all. There was one thing that I saw where somebody tried to say that people were mad because Samus from Metroid, the original Metroid, apparently they tried to claim there was some controversy when Samus first came out that Samus was trans.
I really don't care. I don't why you're bringing I don't know why you had to bring this up. Ah, I haven't kept up with Metroid in so long. Like the last Metroid game I had played was Metroid Fusion. And the whole Dragon Age thing, you're just looking at fucking social media like as usual and hyping this fucking thing up.
And there was a controversy around that because you found out that the faster you beat the game, Obviously, if you beat the game within a certain amount of time, Samus took off her armor, and you found out that it was a chick. And I don't ever remember being mad about that. I was just like, oh, wait, hold on. Samus is a chick? That's cool. And I played and beat that game back then, and I don't think that anybody cared. You want to know why? Because we didn't have social media to be like, oh my God, Samus was a girl all along. But then people would just be gooning to it anyways. So, it really doesn't matter.
Okay. So what? Fucking hell, dude. So what? Samus is hot.
But like the thing is like at no point when I was playing games did I ever have to play as like a black person or a woman or anything like that and go, man, I just don't feel represented here. I don't feel like this is good. As long as the story was good, like I don't really care. Just tell your story, right? Like I don't have to have a game where I am play as a fat white bearded dude. Like, otherwise I would just play Roadhog from Overwatch and I'd be like, oh, I'm a representation. But like the problem now, oh, and then other people will be like, oh, but there's politics in all kinds of games. Politics.
Bro's so fucking racist. He's an asthma shut. Yeah, this guy. How do you like? I mean, again, like he went the whole like I hate politics video to like this, and like, dude, this makes no fucking sense at all.
Blah blah blah. You can't get away from politics. There's a difference between like in world politics and real world politics. Like if you have two rival countries are fighting each other, or even in Final Fantasy, Cloud and them are like taking down the capitalist, oligarchy or whatever. Like that's fine. But when you have to like come into like a medieval setting and be like, I didn't know who I was until I picked up the mirror and realized that I was trans. It's like,
What video game are you fucking talking about that you're just making that you're making this kind of narrative up? Oh Jesus. Like what?
you're taking a real world thing that doesn't exist in that fantasy setting, also a setting with magic and shit. So, like, if you just were like, oh, I think I want to be a girl, you could just magic your ass into a girl. Like, just do it. Like, boom, now you're a girl. Cool. Um, but it's like the writing's so fucking bad. It's so ham-fisted. Like, I think that's the biggest problem is when it's ham-fisted in your face. Like, it becomes the focal point because like shit. What other games? I mean, I played a lot of the Dragon Ages, and if a character was gay, I'd be like, all right, well that's
Like again, bringing up Dragon Age. Like, can't you think of like any other video games that you tend to care for? Because I mean, I'm playing Fallout. Like I'm playing like old Fallout games, but you can't think of like other video games in general that you tend to have fun with.
cool. That character's gay. Like, I'm not gonna romance him unless there's like really good perks, in which case I will romance him because I don't care, man. Min max. If
Whoops.
I got a S a D for some perk points, bro, I'm a hit him with that Hawk Tua, right? Like, cause I gotta min max my character. Like, I don't give a fuck. But like when it just becomes the focal point of the game,
I think the only thing I agree on is that if people are so concerned over like the in-game politics, I think that's a you problem. And the like early Fallout games had it, like Fire Emblem. Some JRPGs had that shit, and although like I think like until Fire Emblem Awakening, and it's just like, well, now the fandom just got pretty ridiculous on these parts. But oh well, what can you do?
it stops being about the game and it starts being about the gender identity or the orange man bad or something along those lines. And you play games and you go online to like escape reality, right? And you just can't do that anymore. And this whole video started off as me talking about how, taking a mental health.
Oh my fucking God, dude, just fucking stop. Like, come on, man. Halo had your favorite politics? Halo is fucking, I love the Halo franchise. I know the lore, I know Halo lore is pretty heavy when if you read the books, but I can sum it up in like, on the top of my head, and you can probably correct me on that. We have, Covenant factions, Spartans are meant to quell rebellions and colonies. That's crazy. that's that's something I never knew. But like we have like what the human faction, and then we have the Covenant. And the crazy thing about it with how the Covenant works is like they have this, some sort of like religious belief within the Covenant where like it's all about like, the great journey, but only after they go off, destroying shit up. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty bizarre. But yeah, no, it's something else.
Day for an election is stupid, and then turned into me complaining about woke games, and it, I don't even really like the word woke, right? Like, I just wish they would stop making bad games. Just stop making bad games. Focus on games and stop focusing on real world.
Yeah, well, I mean, the term is pretty, I mean, the woke term is odd, but it was like, I mean, that's just how it is. Like, it really reminded me of the one time when I was trying to read the fucking visual novel on stream, and I know it's like I know it's a joke. It was like the whole like, oh, you're playing a woke game, and then it kind of bothered me a bit until like I was like until y'all were like telling me the context of the whole like fucking woke game detector on the spreadsheet or some shit, and I read the thing and I was like, that's just pretty fucking odd. I don't know, man. Like, I don't, never in my whole life have I been like told that, oh, you should not be playing this game because of this. I mean, I think there's a difference between like, you don't like this game and then in the whole like, oh, that's just fine by me. And I'll just like play it for what it is and you can still chat out with me and probably will feel like it, but not just from just a detector itself. I think that's pretty weird if you ask me. It's like what? It's like what? Umineko when they cry visual novel is woke because the seventh episode had like a character that labeled non-binary, and apparently one of the antagonists of that visual novel.
A few minutes later.
I guess that's one of the controversies apparently. Anyway.
Real world sucks enough. Like, I don't want to escape into a game or a story or, the internet and have to deal with real life stuff. Like, there's enough of that on a regular basis. If I wanted that, I go outside. People be like, "Oh, have you never seen or touched a real woman?" Dog, if I wanted to see ugly women in my video games, I just go to Walmart, right? You know, nobody wants to see ugly people. I don't want to see ugly people. That's why I don't look in the mirror. You know,
Okay, maybe that's one thing. Damn, ugly people. Holy fuck. I mean, there's like Karens and shit like that, are like, you know, reaching the fuck out of like retail stores. I mean, I had that. I mean, I'm pretty sure I had that like, moment probably like once a month, but other than that, like the rest of the other days is like kind of like whatever. It's just going on with my job. That is a one hell of a talking point.
all the mirrors in my house, I'm like a vampire. They're all broken. That's not true at all, but you would think so with the way I look sometimes. But anyways, rant off. I'll probably get demonetized from YouTube for talking about this. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure with you know, the third over half an hour of me trying to like, debunk your antics that does not age well.
Yeah, have fun. Hopefully you're not taking tomorrow off. You know what? Actually, fuck it, dude. Take a day off. Yeah, tell them you got an election stress or something. They can't do anything about it because you'll just call HR. Yeah, just take a day off. All right,
What, you don't take a day off whenever you feel like you want to, stay at home?
Catch you guys later. Peace out.
Yeah, this is a very sad video. And anyone watching this, I do apologize. My bad.